Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I'm going to answer a few of your questions, such as Omega versus Zenith, and what can you do if you get a subpar watch from a watch dealer. All that and more in today's episode. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Piaget Polo 45 chronograph flyback GMT. Absolutely love this watch, even though the band's a little loose. I gotta cut a little slit in it, but I'm loving it. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. We've had the biggest stock update we've had in months. Rolex, Omega, IWC, Independence, all that uploaded in the past 24 hours. The first one I want to highlight is a brand probably nobody knows, but is one of the best bang per buck in horology when they were still made. They're no longer made. That is a Carlo Ferrara regulator. Carlo Ferrara, a small independent brand that manufactures their own swinging hand regulator, so the dial is quite the party trick. It's solid 18 karat gold, and it's cheaper than most Oyster Perpetuals. We have an IWC Doppel chronograph with the system invented by Richard Habring. And this is from the era where Mr. Habring was working with IWC. So this one is very special. It's a double chronograph or a split-second chronograph for a hell of a price. And we have a very sexy example of a Rolex Yachtmaster with the Rolesium dial. Not the biggest fan of Rolex personally, but this one is one of my favorite models. All that and more at delraywatch.com, the only place a watch geek should ever consider buying a pre-owned watch. Anyway, guys, you know the deal. These are your questions. You see me looking down, not being rude, just reading them out. They were asked on my Instagram account. That's at Federico Talks Watches. When you see the Q&A picture, feel free to ask your question. Please don't DM me. I will not answer. All right, guys. The first one is from Kron0711. Hey, Fed. Love watching your content. Always honest and upfront. Thank you, brother. I know you're not the biggest Rolex fan, but what's your opinion on the 16613 Surdy Gray dial? That's the two-tone sub with the Surdy gemstone dial. I actually really like it. I love gemstone dials. Most people don't. I think it gives it a touch of flash, a touch of pizzazz in what is usually considered a pretty standard model. I say go for the Surdy dial. It's a beauty, and they actually are going up in value. They're getting harder to find. Steve G. Yo, a viewer of the channel, have answered his questions before. I purchased a pre-owned Panerai 48 from a well-known online reseller. It has been polished so poorly that the satin finish has been removed. Do I have any recourse? Well, if he's a well-known online reseller, he should take it back. You know, no seller likes to take returns, but if he described the product wrongly, then he should take it back. On the other hand, if you didn't look at the pictures and you didn't read the description and it was clear, well then, no offense, Mr. Gio, that is entirely on you. But if it was misdescribed, if the pictures were misleading, and if he's an honest seller, you'd be surprised by just shooting a nice message. Hey brother, got the watch, I'm gonna be honest, this has been polished very poorly. I don't feel it matches the description. Most dealers would take that back. Now, of course, you paid with a credit card. You can also charge back, but don't charge back until you speak to the dealer. You don't want to be an asshole about it. Most dealers want to fix a situation. You only use the chargeback when you're in the right. And I'm going to be honest, most dealers protect themselves, so that's a little bit tough. But we're jumping the gun talking about chargebacks. Most dealers will do the right thing anyway. Olivier Aubin. Hey, Fed, you've lost a lot of weight, but I think it's a question that's too important not to talk about. Bolognese or carbonara? Carbonara all day long. No bacon, guanciale, no cream, and egg whites. The OG carbonara. Nothing beats it. Drewski 335i. How are you liking the new Porsche? What model is it and prompted the change? Well, I traded in my California for a 2019 911 Targa GTS. Love the Ferrari, but unfortunately it was a little too reliable and it started costing quite a bit of money. Never been a Porsche guy, but I got a decent deal on a Targa. They hold value relatively well, so if I decide I'm not a Porsche guy, I can get rid of it relatively unscathed. So far, I love the car. It's very fast, it's very comfortable. I miss the sound of the Ferrari. I was a little bit more passionate about the Ferrari, but it was not a smart decision to keep it. So I, quote-unquote, upgraded, and we'll see how it goes. Nikki Chap. How do you mentally adjust when you knock your wrist piece against a hard surface, or scratch is something to expect in the luxury watch owning experience? Nikki, don't even think about it. I want scratches on my watch. I want to know I wore my watch. Of course, scratches are part of the luxury watch owning experience. Your watch is never going to look pristine, and guess what? That's okay. Wear it, enjoy it, experience life with it. And you know what? If you scratch it, the world is not gonna end. Use it. Don't be one of those idiots who keeps their watch in their safe and doesn't wear it or puts ridiculous plastic wrap on it. Use it, scratch it, enjoy it. It's a watch. Joanne Veliz, another friend of the channel. We all know you love and appreciate Cartier. So how come you don't have one in your collection? What's your favorite modern Cartier? Well, Joanne, I love Cartier. My problem is I love too many of them. I love the Calibre, which is the watch that came out, Cartier's first in-house movement, when I was working for Cartier. I love the Mono Pusher made by Journe. I love the Santos 100 with the simple Eta movement. My problem is I love too many of them. I'm not 100% sure which one I want. And to be honest, I wait for good deals. That's how I have such an extensive collection. I will own a Cartier, just not sure when. Last but not least, Rafa725. Looking for chronos for less than 10K. Speedmaster Dark Side of the Moon or Zenith Defy 21. In this case, because you said Dark Side of the Moon, I'm going to go with the Defy 21. More interesting movement, more polarizing styling, but it's Zenith's revival. I think the Speedmaster is a fantastic watch, but it doesn't do much for me personally. I think the Defy 21 is cool, architecturally ingenious, and fantastic bang for the buck. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really does help. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And of course, go check out delraywatch.com for those cool timepieces. Guys, thanks so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.